people understand that what we're talking about is a problem that is overreaching and is communal. And you can take individual instances and you can have really crappy landlords and you can have amazing landlords, really crappy tenants and amazing tenants and everything in between. But we have to talk about this on a communal level because that's where the policy and other changes are going to happen.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up because I was going to find a way to segue into it. The issue that is not just a landlord issue, meaning people are kicking people out because they can't pay because they're related to COVID. We've got to be mindful of the landlords also.
Absolutely.
Because they have, put in some cases life savings into this, and this is, an investment. So, and we're a business-friendly state, and so we have to be mindful of all of those things. And we can have a whole another discussion on federal financial interventions and inflation and those sorts of things, which we're not going to get into because that's a completely different subject. But what I like about and if you looked at it in a vacuum, what I like about this sort of approach, meaning funding organizations, and we're going to talk about the specifics, but funding organizations to pay for back rent, to pay for utility assistance, those sorts of things, rather than just a moratorium. And we can talk about moratoriums, but the moratorium just allows for debt to pile up. So it just delays the problem, right? But funding the issue, meaning working with organizations to fund the back rent, allows for the person to keep solid credit ratings. It allows for them to, when they are back on their feet, they aren't saddled with an immense amount of debt, but it also pays the landlord, right? And so they're able to satisfy their obligations. So it's not a downstream economic disaster for landlords, banks, and the sort of business infrastructure around evictions.
I mean, I am the first to tell you, we are an economic boon. We are true economic stimulus because every time assistance is paid, it pays the landlord, the property manager, the property owner, all the people involved on that side. How about their handyman that they've hired, the guy that mows the lawn? It pays for the electricity that comes into the unit. So then OG&E and PSO and all those get their money, and the gas and the water, etc. It also, just like you said, it relieves a tenant of that burden. Again, a whole lot easier to sleep at night, much less a lot easier to keep functioning. Because you really want to, we all benefit if we can stand people up a little bit further. So the lowest someone is, that's all of our lows. And the longer we let them stay there, the longer we're there. And I think once we recognize the fact that if we can lift up the masses, so to speak, all the people, we all rise. It truly is the rising tide lifts all ships. And so the economic boon, I remember I was in front of the Oklahoma County Commissioners last year talking about this. And that's one thing I said, is we are economic stimulus. We are the best business stimulus you have right now because we doubly benefit you. We benefit the tenant and the landlord. We benefit both sides. Everybody